The President's Media Division said that President Wickremesinghe discussed the anti-terrorism bill and noted that the drafting committee is expected to review the EU proposals. The meeting took place ahead of the President's visit to India.
President Mahinda Rajapaksa himself has made 3 joint statements with India. Now we are saying this just before you go to India. Joint statements, all 3 were made with India. And the joint statement said, we'll implement the 13th Amendment in full. Not full minus police powers, no. He said 13th Amendment in full and building upon it so as to achieve meaningful devolution. So there were 2 issues that were considered. One, that it has not been implemented in full yet, and that will be done. Second concession is that it is not meaningful. That is why it will be made meaningful. Even if you implement it in full, it is not meaningful devolution. It will be built upon in such a way as to achieve meaningful devolution. Not once, not twice, 3 times joint statements were made with India. Now that was the position of UPFA government. Now under the in the last parliament, when you were chairman of the steering committee of the Constitutional Assembly, the Prime Minister was a member of the steering committee. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 cabinet ministers who are here were all members of the steering committee. Mr. Sampadan and I were there. On devolution, we arrived at certain measure of agreement. So now to go back and say exception of police powers and then safeguard full powers doesn't seem a meaningful effort at all.
Firstly, I am Ranil Wickremesinghe, not Ranil Rajapaksa. So I am not bound by, I am not going to say what President Rajapaksa did, but I do go along with him saying that there has to be full implementation of the 13th Amendment. But in the discussions we had earlier, when I mentioned full implementation, there was a big outcry and we decided that we'll go ahead and take up police powers later. So you got to decide on that. Rest of it, I have asked you all to be in a committee to work with Susil Premajayantha Minister Prasanna Ranatunga, both of whom are there, so you can finish all the details with them. I read the report that you all had done even 2 days ago. I am in agreement with that. I haven't seen Nama Rajapaksa's report for both of them, and there is the Minister for Justice. So we have to decide whether we are going ahead with this, whether you all want to go ahead with this or not, because we have to draft the legislation.
Our position is that there was a deadline that you gave, 4th of February, nothing happened. Then you said before last meeting, you said before end of July. None of that is listed here, can be done before end of July. Right? So we don't want to be party to something that is indefinitely strung along the way. But we are not opposed to you implementing any of these things.
No, as far as we are concerned, as far as I am concerned, I didn't say I am going to implement everything. I said the proposal will be given to you before 31st July. And now I have given the proposals. So question is, do we go ahead with it or not? Do you want to support it or not?
No,
do you want to talk it or not?
Let me put forward my party's position. We are of opinion that anything that strengthens the 13th Amendment and is going to be put into operation is the immediate need of the country at the moment. So therefore, everything that promotes that should be attended to, and as soon as possible the provincial councils should come into effect.
Yes, so you give us your views on it, because the Ministers Committee will start sitting in about 2 weeks time, and we'll tell all of you, those who want to come can come, others won't come. And in the meantime, I will also speak with the other party leaders and find out what their views are and come along. We have no difficulty at that, but I am trying to resolve at least. I am going most of the way.
At the invitation of Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, the President of Sri Lanka, Ranil Wickremesinghe, will visit India on an official visit on the 21st of July 2023. This will be President Wickremesinghe's first visit to India since assuming the current responsibilities. During his visit, President Wickremesinghe will meet Indian President Draupadi Murmu and hold discussions with Prime Minister and other Indian dignitaries on a range of issues of mutual interest. The Indian Ministry of External Affairs said that Sri Lanka is an important partner in India's Neighbourhood First Policy and Vision saga. It added that the visit will reinforce the long-standing friendship between the two countries and explore avenues for enhanced connectivity and mutually beneficial cooperation across sectors. Leader of the Tamil National Alliance, R. Sambandhan, in a letter to Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, has urged him to prevail on the President of Sri Lanka when he visits New Delhi this week to fulfill the commitments made to India with regard to sharing powers of governance with the Tamil people of the north and eastern Sri Lanka. He noted that in total disregard of the pious promises and repeated assurances on its part, the Sri Lankan state has not only failed to fulfill its commitments but also attempted to abort the implementation of the 13th Amendment by resisting the demands for the devolution of land and police powers. Sambandhan noted that the Tamil people's safety, security and existence as a nation is inseparable from the national security of India.